Good morning to a brand new day. Time to learn and games to play. Learning things is so much fun. Learning is good for everyone.
Good morning, second grade. Welcome back. My name is Mrs. Vang, and I'm so excited to have you here with me so that we can become amazing readers and writers. So let's start off with my book recommendation for the day. And this is a story called The Snowy Day by Ezra Jack Keats. And I love this book because it's about a little boy who explores his neighborhood after the first snowfall. And I wish it would snow here where we are in Fresno, but it doesn't. But you know what? If you drive a couple miles up to Shaver Lake, lots of snow up there, and that's what my family and I like to do. What do you guys like to do in the snow? Oh, I hear some of you guys. Good job. Lots of fun things to do in the snow. So if you want to read this book, make sure you check it out on Sora or at your county library. Okay, are you ready to get your brain smarter and stronger? Awesome, let's get started. We're gonna start off by training our ears. So get those listening ears. I like to say turn up that volume up to high. We're gonna play a fun game called phoneme addition and deletion. Remember, this is where I'm gonna say a word, I'm gonna add a sound, and then it's gonna make a new word. And sometimes I'm gonna say a word and take away a sound or delete a sound, and it'll leave you with a new word. So let's see how you guys do. Ready? Okay, we will start off with the word ice. Say ice. Good. What if I add What's my new word? Mice. Good job, mice. Okay, what if I said this word, eight? Eight. Good. Now add in the t. T. What's my new word? Tate. Tate. Oh, Tate. That was a tricky one. I know, it was a tricky one. Okay, how about this one? Ready? Date. Say date. Now, take away the t. What's my new word? Day. That came from the end of the word. Did you catch that? Awesome job, boys and girls. Training your ears. I tried to trick you guys. Let's see if you guys got tricked by me today. Now, let's go into our focus sound of the week. This week, we are working with our long vowel sound, and we're working with the long U. So I have my cube card here to help us, because the long U says the U sound. And if you look, there are 4 different ways that we can spell the U sound. We can spell it with the U by itself, like in the word unit. The U, consonant silent E, that says U, because remember that silent E doesn't make a sound. Its only job is to tell the U to say U. EW says U, and UE says U. And a quick reminder, remember those lines in front of it means that the EW and EU U sound will be followed by a consonant letter. So let's look at the letters that I have on my pocket chart. Help me blend these letters together. So let's look at the first one. Again, look at the letters. I see 2 vowels. Now remember, most of the time when there are 2 vowels, there's usually 2 syllables. Remember how we learned those syllables and how we can use syllables to help us read and write? So if I look at the first one, this says, I can use the but in this case, it's actually U, because it's my consonant vowel. And because it's a consonant vowel and it's a vowel that's open, we call it an open syllable, the U actually makes the U sound, and it says U. Now, I'm gonna put my little dividing stick, because this is how we would divide it, right? My next syllable is close in between 2 consonants, and remember, we learned that's a close syllable, so the I makes a short vowel sound. So let's blend those letters. Id, mid. Put them together now, and we get the word humid. Did you see that? Humid. 2 syllables, and that's how you would blend them out if you were reading. Now, let's practice the next set of letters. The next set of letters, and if you are looking at our spelling pattern, you see that good eye. There's a E at the end, so that means it's not going to say a sound, but the U is going to say U. So let's sound it out. Use, fuse. How did you do? Awesome job, boys and girls. Now, let's practice spelling some words with the long U sound. Now, yesterday we practiced with the word clue. Can you help me practice spelling that again? Clue. And that had the cl, which is our blend, and we said that was the CL, and U, and we said the U sound was the UE. Remember that? So clue is C-L-U-E. But guess what? What if I want to spell the word Q? Same spelling pattern. Now it's just the C. Did you see that? Q. What if I want to spell the word hue? Good, like different types of colors can have different hues. Good, it's just the U. Awesome job, boys and girls. So we'll continue practicing with a book. I have a story for us today. But before we start reading, boys and girls, we're gonna go over our fluency checklist. Because remember, when you read, you are gonna be reading for accuracy. That means reading each word correctly. You're gonna be reading for rate. That means not going too fast, not going too slow. We're going to work on expression, meaning we're going to pay attention to those punctuation marks, and we're going to read with feelings in our voice so that we don't sound like a robot. So today, I have a story for you to read, and it's called Luke's Tune. So as you're reading, I want you to look for those words with the long U and some high-frequency words. So this is a story called Luke's Tune. Read along with me.
Luke's Tune. Luke had come from India to live in America with his dad, Steve. This field needs green plants, Luke told Dad. I will grow a few plants. In a brief time, they'll grow to be nice and big. Just wait and see. Luke saw a sunny spot and dug holes. He began planting seeds. He used a watering can to give them a drink. Luke watched these seeds every day, but he didn't see a green leaf. Why won't my plants grow? Asked Luke. In my country, plants grow big and beautiful. What can I do? Luke turned and climbed up on a huge stone. He gazed at the blue sky and dreamed about home. It is not fun to plant new seeds that do not grow, said Luke. Luke began making music. He hummed a sweet tune that made him think of home. He liked to hum while he was making a plan. The next day was the greatest. His plans had grown. It was true. Luke was happy. Music was the key. Luke hummed to his plants every day. Dad played music on his flute. The plants grew and grew.
So, did you enjoy the story? Awesome. Did you find any words with that long U spelling pattern? I found a few. Let's see if you found the same words I found. There was the word music, flute, tune, new, blue, and few. Awesome job. Did you see high-frequency words, boys and girls? There were lots of high-frequency words in this story. Look at all the high-frequency words I found. Read it along with me. America, beautiful, began, climbed, turned, come, country, didn't, give, and live. Awesome job, boys and girls. That's almost all of our high-frequency words, isn't it? So that's a perfect transition because it's time to learn our high-frequency words. And that story, Luke's Tune, looks like it had all of our high frequency words in it. Because remember, high frequency words are words that show up most frequently when we are reading. And it's important to know them automatically so that we don't have to stop and sound them out so that we can save our brain power for those really long words. So remember, every week we have 10 words. Every day we focus on 2. So our 2 words today, I want you to help me read and spell. Ready? My first word is give. Help me read it. Give. Good. Help me spell it. G-I-V-E, give. Good job. My next word is didn't. Help me read it. Didn't. Help me spell it. D-I-D-N apostrophe T. Didn't. Good job. And remember, didn't is a contraction. So it was 2 words that we, what I call smashed together. So it used to be did not, but it's a shortened way of saying did not, and we say didn't. So I have 2 sentences for us. Help me try to figure out which one of these words will go into my sentence so that it will make sense. Ready? Help me read the first sentence. The first sentence says, Lee know the new girl's name. Let's see, are you thinking which word would go in it so it'll make sense? Let's do the second sentence. Dad will grant a ride to the bank. Which word do you think would go in the first sentence? Let's see, Lee know the new girl's name? No, that doesn't make sense. Let's change it to didn't. Lee didn't know the new girl's name? Yes, that makes sense. So that must mean give goes in the second sentence. Let's read it. Dad will give Gran a ride to the bank. Awesome job, boys and girls. Let's quickly read all of our words that we are learning this week. Ready? Didn't, give, live, turned, America, beautiful, climbed, began, country, and come. Now, we're going to move on into our structural analysis, and this week we are focused on comparative endings, which is the ER that says and the EST that says S. Good. Remember, we add ER to adjectives when we are describing 2 nouns, EST 2 adjectives with more than 1 noun. I have my word small. If I add smaller. If I add EST, smallest, help me figure out which word I'm going to use in this sentence. Rico was the of all puppies. Now here's your clue. If there was all puppies, am I going to use smaller or smallest? All puppies means more than 1 noun. So good job. I heard some of you. We're going to say the smallest of all puppies. How did you do? Awesome job, boys and girls. So remember, when you are writing and you are comparing 2 nouns, we're going to use that ending, the ER. But when it's comparing more than 1, in this case with my sentence, all the puppies, we're going to use the S so that it makes sense. Rico was the smallest of all puppies. Good job today, boys and girls. You guys are doing an awesome job. Let's end it with our positive message of the day, and it says, aim for progress, not perfection. Meaning, keep going, boys and girls. Even if you don't think you're doing it well, keep going, because I know you can do hard things and that you are super smart. Don't forget to come back tomorrow so that we can continue our learning. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Good morning to a brand new day. Time to learn and games to play. Learning things is so much fun. Learning is good for everyone.